Nobody has ever quoted you the price of a loan. They quoted you a payment. Ask what the whole thing costs and watch how long the pause is. That pause is the entire subject of this video. Today we break down why the total cost of borrowing is the one number nobody is required to say out loud, and what that does to what you buy. Start with what actually happens. You do not ask what it costs, you ask what it costs a month. And the answer always arrives shaped to fit. Too expensive becomes a longer term. Still too expensive becomes a longer term again. At no point does anybody lie to you. At no point does anybody tell you the number either. There is a figure at the end of every one of these arrangements, and almost nobody sees it before signing. Keep that in mind because we are going to work it out. Here is the mechanism, and it is one substitution. The monthly payment replaced the price. Once that swap happens, the thing you are comparing is no longer the cost of the item. It is whether one number fits inside another number you already know. And a payment can almost always be made to fit because the term can move. Which means the lever is not the rate, it is the length. Two arrangements can carry the same rate and the same monthly figure and cost wildly different amounts, purely because one runs longer. The longer one feels easier every single month. That is the whole appeal. And the extra cost does not arrive as a bill. It arrives as more months, which nobody experiences as a price. Now, there is a real argument on the other side, and it has to be made properly. Borrowing is not a mistake. Some things genuinely cannot be bought any other way, and waiting has costs of its own. A loan that gets you to work or into a home or through a real emergency is doing something valuable. And paying over time is often the correct choice even when it costs more, because the alternative is not having the thing at all. So this is not an argument against borrowing. It is an argument against borrowing without ever seeing what it costs. Now here is the real reversal. The term is not a convenience, the term is the price. Stretching a payment is not making something cheaper. It is buying more time, and time is the thing you are actually paying for. So when a longer arrangement is offered as a way to afford something, the sentence is exactly backwards. It is not helping you afford it. It is changing what it costs so that the monthly figure survives the conversation. Let me put a shape on that without pretending it is anyone's real offer. Take the same amount at the same rate over 3 years and over 7. The monthly figure drops by roughly half. That is why the longer one feels affordable. But you are making more than twice as many payments, and every extra month carries interest on a balance that is coming down more slowly. The number that changes most is the one nobody put on the page. If this is landing, tap subscribe so you do not miss the next one. There is a reason the total is so rarely stated, and it is not concealment. It is that the total has no job to do. The monthly figure sells. The total does not. So it is calculated, disclosed somewhere, and never spoken, because speaking it would compete with the number that is doing the work. Nothing about that requires a single dishonest person. It only requires everybody to keep quoting the figure that closes. There is a second effect, and it is the one that quietly ends up costing the most. A long arrangement decides your next several years before you have lived them. Every month of it is a month where a fixed amount leaves before anything else can. That is not only money. It is the removal of choices you have not thought of yet. And the person signing is almost always imagining their current life continuing unchanged, which is the one thing that reliably does not happen. There is a moment where all of this becomes visible, and it usually arrives too late. When you try to get out. On a long arrangement, the early years pay mostly interest, so the balance falls slowly while the thing itself loses value quickly. For a while you can owe more than you could sell it for, and the gap is widest exactly when people most often need to move. That is not a trap anybody set. It is what happens when a slow repayment meets a fast depreciation. The same framing has spread far beyond loans, and most people no longer notice it. Almost nothing expensive is priced as a total anymore. Rent is monthly, cover is monthly, software is monthly, increasingly so are ordinary objects. Each one is a small number that fits, and none of them is ever added up across a year. And when everything arrives in the same shape, comparing them to each other becomes easy and comparing them to what you earn becomes hard. That is the quiet cost of a monthly world, not any single arrangement, the fact that no total exists anywhere. There is one moment where people do get shown a total, and it is instructive that it changes behavior. Refinancing or settling something early. Suddenly there is a payoff figure, a single number, and people who were comfortable for years find it startling. Nothing about the arrangement changed. The number was always there. It simply got said out loud for the first time, and saying it turned out to be the whole difference. There is one more thing that hides the cost, and it is completely ordinary. Everything is quoted the same way, so there is nothing to compare against. When every option arrives as a monthly figure, the monthly figure stops being one way of describing the cost and starts being what the cost is. You cannot notice a frame that nothing around you departs from. Once you see this, several ordinary things stop being ordinary. Why the first question is almost never about the amount. Why a longer term is offered as good news. Why the rate is advertised and the total is not. And why two people can buy the identical thing, both feel they got a fair deal and pay amounts that are not close. It is the same mechanism every time. Not a hidden cost. A cost that was never converted into a number you could feel. It is worth saying what this does not mean. This is not a reason to avoid borrowing, and it is not a claim that longer arrangements are a trick. Sometimes a lower payment is exactly what a situation needs, and stability is worth paying for. The point is that it should be a decision you made, not a number you accepted because it was the only one offered. So bring it into your own life, and it is 2 questions before anything is signed. First, what is the total? Not the rate, not the monthly. Multiply the payment by the number of payments and look at the figure that appears. Second, what does the shorter version cost? Ask for the same thing over fewer months and compare the 2 totals rather than the 2 payments. That single comparison is usually the largest saving available in an ordinary financial life, and it takes about a minute. And if a longer term is offered as a way to afford something, here it is what it is. A different price, not a smaller one. Now back to the first question. Why do you never see the cost of borrowing? Because the number that sells is monthly and the number that costs is total, and only one of them ever gets said. The pause you get when you ask is not evasion. It is the sound of a figure that nobody had a reason to prepare. If this was useful, subscribe and let us keep going. Have you ever worked out the total on something you were paying monthly? Tell me in the comments. Understand money and you will see the world. The quiet part.